Hey friends, welcome to Her Home and Harvest. This is Alana, if we haven't met before. I'm gonna show you what my garden looks like in September right now. I figured I would just show you what it looks like to be in Southern California and have a garden in September. I know most of the year, or not most of the year, most of the country is getting ready right now for their fall garden. That is not the case here. It was over 100 the last 2 weeks. It is very hot. It is sometimes September is the hottest time of the year. So what that means for us down here is that a lot of things died in the last few weeks because it hit up to like 110 and it's so bone dry. However, just this last weekend we got rain, and so things are a little bit happier right now. But I'm going to show you the destruction and I'm going to show you the things that are doing well. And I have a few plans that I would like to share with you at the end of this video for some potentially exciting things in the future. So let's just hop right into it. I don't know if you guys remember, but we planted some dill here and it's doing great. I'm debating on planting a second round of cucumbers. Yeah, I was trying to get this out of the way. It's not going to go out of the way. I'm debating on planting a second round of cucumbers, and I think that this will be perfect because I want to make pickles and I haven't been able to use fresh dill. Over here we planted some cilantro that got killed by the heat, and so I had also started another tomato which did not handle the heat very well either, so that's probably not going to stay there. These are the carrots that we seeded. Honestly, I wasn't expecting much because they're not getting very much sun, which honestly I'm just gonna take this right now and scoot it closer. But we'll see how that does. And then here's the pineapple, still taking its sweet time filling out. This far side is very well filled in, so we're just waiting now for it to get some color. All of the sources I found online said to look for the yellow color and for all of these to be filled in, and then also for the smell. And this doesn't smell like anything right now, so. But look at how much it's growing. If you guys have compared it to before, it's got all these little shoots coming out, and then the crown is really sizing up, so that's exciting. Over here, we kind of have a jungly mess. These are our Roma tomatoes, which I'm probably gonna pull this entire plant. I keep saying that, I feel like in every video, but I'm gonna pull it soon, but we still have some tomatoes on there, so we're gonna grab those. And coming up, it's actually coming from this pot down here and it's vining up. We have a watermelon that's vining into here, and check out, oh, this bee's not happy that I'm messing with these flowers. But check out this weird little watermelon growing. Don't think it liked all the sun. Pretty deformed, but I'm gonna leave it. It's not doing any harm. And then up here, this is why the bee is not happy with me, is because he's pollinating all of these basil. I decided to go ahead and leave this basil because the pollinators love it. And I had also seeded a bunch of basil down here that all got killed in the heat wave except for that lonely little one, which we're leaving for now. And this is a watermelon that I had just started from seed, and I haven't decided if I'm going to keep it or not. Down here we have the sweet potato, which is doing great. What you're looking for when they're ripe is that the ends start to turn kind of yellow, and these are very green, so I'm not thinking those are going to be ready anytime soon. This is another Roma tomato that I'm gonna probably pull out at some point. But plenty of Romas. We're gonna pull these off today. This is actually over ripe. This yellow spot is because it's starting to get sunburnt, so we're gonna pull all of those Romas off today. The eggplant continues, despite the fact that I have not enjoyed eating it very much, but there's still some on here, and another one here. This is another watermelon right here, which I think there was a wonky little one. No, it died off. That was it right there. So no watermelon on this one. This I plan on pulling out. This is just a patty pan squash that completely stopped doing anything. This is the oregano that's really doing great. I threw a couple of wildflowers in there, so that's what these weed-like things are. It's probably not a great idea, but I did it. Here is the jalapeno that I keep talking about that I overwintered. And as you can see, plenty of jalapenos on this thing. So there's no point in pulling it out. It keeps producing. This Thai pepper, I think, has seen better days, and I'm probably gonna pull this out. This basil has not quite gone to seed yet, so we're still harvesting off of this basil plant, but I probably will let it go to seed. The lime tree started putting out flowers and attempting to put on fruit. The mandarin, same as usual. Oh, that was a leaf that fell off, not one. We did lose a few, like there used to be 3, I think, on this branch. So we lost a few to the crazy weather, but there's still plenty on here. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 on here right now. So doing pretty good. If you have a compost, don't forget to turn it. Our little flower patch over here has seen better days, but if you can see, I cut back all of the flowering zinnias, but the zinnias are really doing well. They're back there too. They actually grew off to the side over there. So the zinnias are doing great, and the sunflowers are still there, but I think they're almost to the end of their days. The tomato, the cherry tomato, still doing great. I didn't come out and harvest anything during that heat, so some of them literally just died off. I'm probably gonna have a ton of volunteer tomatoes because you can see all these fell off, but that's okay. And then this is the reason I'm probably going to let, ooh, bug landed on me. This is the reason I'm probably going to let that other Thai pepper go, because this one is doing so great. You can look in here, plenty of little Thai peppers. I'll attempt to overwinter this, but if not, it looks like they grow successfully enough each year that I can plant new ones each year. The cayennes are also doing great. Got plenty. I mean, just for how much I actually eat cayennes, this is plenty. I don't really eat that many cayennes. And then this other one I told you guys in another video I thought was dying. It's doing a lot better. I think it really enjoyed that rain. But again, I don't eat too many cayennes, so I'm perfectly fine with that. These are the tomatillos. They've pretty much slowed down. I think what happened was I had 3 in here. There was 1 here, 1 there, and 1 over there. And those 2 sort of have died off. And if you don't know this, when you plant tomatillos, you need 2 or more because they need 2 plants in order to be pollinated. There's a few bees in here busy trying to pollinate them. This second plant, the tomatillo plant over here, is still alive, but you know, just as you can see, it's just barely. So I don't know how much help that's giving with pollinating. Here is the jalapeno, which again, everything kind of fell off of these when the heat came, but it's putting on flowers again. So we'll see if we get more jalapenos. Same thing with these. These are the poblanos, and they did not like being covered with the shade cloth. And so a lot of the, I mean, it was literally the day after I put the shade cloth on. So it was either the shade cloth or the heat that really got them. But I have pulled the shade cloth off and the heat is dying down. So you can see a lot of really healthy new growth down here. So we'll see if we get more off of these this year. And then the bell peppers, I don't know how, but are miraculously still going. They're deformed, but I don't care. They taste like bell peppers. And there's plenty of them on here. There's like 7 on this little tiny plant. These 2 bell peppers, however, I'm not sure I'm going to keep. They do have baby bell peppers on them. Oh, this one fell off. And then over here's another bell pepper. But again, you know, I don't know if it's really worth keeping that plant there for that little tiny guy. These are the beefsteak tomatoes. And there's 2 of them here. 1 here and 1 here. And they're doing fine. There's still fruit on them, but the fruit is getting small. I'm not convinced they're going to keep going really well. Until this plant really dies off, I'm going to leave it here. So the bottom of the hill from November to February virtually gets no sun at all because this is south, that direction. So when the sun starts dipping in the south, my back wall there shades pretty much most of this. I don't plan on putting any fall crops here, so basically I'm gonna leave it until it dies and then we'll cut it all down and mulch over it. More wildflowers here, and then this right here is our zucchinis, which I just went and harvested a bunch of these and made some zucchini bread. But you can see there are still zucchinis in there. They're still producing fruit. I mean, look at how healthy this plant is. For September out here, that's really great. There's another zucchini right there. All of these have baby zucchinis on them. And then right here, we planted a pumpkin. We pulled out all the potatoes that were here, and I just kind of threw caution to the wind, knowing it was really late, and I planted a pumpkin. And it's happy. I'm not convinced it's going to give me any pumpkins because none of my other pumpkin plants have. But this is a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin, so it's gonna get big. So my plan is to just kind of let it take over this whole area, because most of this is gonna get pulled out by the time it grows that direction. Next to the pumpkin, we have our onions that we started by seed, and these are getting close to being ready to harvest. Whatever reason, this one didn't bulb up, but the rest of them bulbed up. They're just tiny and dealing with weed pressure. We'll try this again next year and see if we have more success. I might even try some in the fall, I haven't decided. But yeah, just look at this ridiculous amount of weeds in here. There we go. Got it out. So we're gonna pull those out when these start to lean over the necks. And then here, this whole section right here is watermelon, which, if you look, we have a couple of really wonky shaped watermelon. I think this could be poor pollination or the heat. These are the first watermelons I've got off this plant. I'm not convinced it's going to give me any more. There's the other one, a little less wonky shaped, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Next to that, we have the onions. I just actually came in the other day, like a day or two ago, and pulled most of these onions out. But these onions, some of them got pretty good size. They're started from sets, and you can see this one's gonna keep growing a little longer. This is all green onions that has gone insane. I pulled a few of them yesterday and just kind of laid them out. My plan is to kind of use those as mulch, essentially compost in place. Behind the green onions is watermelon that I was training to go up this trellis, but instead it decided to go up the hill, which is fine. It seems happier there. So we'll see if we get any more watermelon. Next to that, we have a few things going on here. These two down at the bottom that are growing up are Baby Butternut Squash. And you can see we actually have a couple in here. Another one down here that are ready. And then there's these two here. Honestly, I'm not sure if these are ready yet. This is about the size you want. But I want to see these turn a little more brown, but we're gonna pull off the other two today. And then this growing up and over that looks so happy and beautiful is my Jilby little pumpkin with 0 flowers. So I don't think I'm gonna get any pumpkins, but I'm gonna keep, again, just like everything else back here, I'm just gonna let it keep growing and see what happens, and then it'll either die or I'll cut it off when we lose sunlight. Next to those, we have the zinnias we started in August, and they're doing great. Look at how happy and huge these zinnia leaves are. So I'm pretty excited for having a little patch of zinnias right here. The kale is still growing strong. I actually just harvested a bunch of that just a couple days ago and made smoothies, so that was nice. Up the hill, we have the avocados, which, oh my gosh, really struggled in the heat. The pluots and the peaches are both done for the year, and I thought the apples were. If you've been following along, this tree has given me a second set of apples, and you can see there's plenty of them. Let's get up here. They're kind of all over the place. What you can also see though is that these are a bit infested with aphids. I've been coming up here and hosing them off, so they're doing a lot better than they were. And we've got friends doing their job. So I actually have dozens of ladybugs everywhere right now, and I'm very grateful for them. The Caracara orange definitely enjoyed that rain. Still just have the one fruit that actually has a spot on it, so I don't know what's gonna happen with that. But this guy looks so much happier if you saw him earlier in the year. The Eureka lemon is pretty much doing the same, but still holding on a good amount of fruit. And then the last thing here is the sugar pie pumpkin, I think it's called. I always get this messed up, but not a single pumpkin. This has been in the ground for many, many months, and not a single pumpkin. Tons of male flowers, always tons of male flowers. I have seen like 4 female flowers on this plant, and they've done absolutely nothing. I have been trying to fertilize it more. I've been trying to give it shade. I've been trying to give it sun. I've kind of tried everything, and I'm done troubleshooting. I'm just gonna kind of let it be at this point, and we'll just see. I've been pulling off the male flowers, actually. That's one thing. One last ditch effort to get this thing to shoot out more female flowers is to pull off the male flowers. That was advice I got from one of MI Gardener's videos. So this is the last thing I haven't tried yet. Okay, so we only have a few things to harvest today, but I wanted to enjoy the shade of this peach tree and just talk to you guys a little bit about plans for the future. There is a section of my backyard that is right up against my windows, that my like living room kind of windows, and it has these bushes in front of it, which were just put there because you know, it's nice to have some landscaping there, whatever. But I hate these bushes because when they flower every year, for some reason, flies are attracted to the flowers. Not bees. I mean, the bees are attracted to them too, but specifically these bushes every year are covered in flies. And I kind of had an aha moment that I could easily turn this into like a little raised bed planter. I did order some raised beds that should fit nicely, 3, 1 under each window. And we're gonna take that little journey together, and I will make a video kind of documenting all of that progress. But I just wanted to kind of give you guys a heads up that that is gonna happen. So right now we've got to harvest just a few things and then start cutting back those bushes. And then that's pretty much it for our September garden tour. Like I said, summer is still in full swing, but it's in like the crazy part of summer. So I'm still expecting to, throughout the weeks, get good harvest. Just it's not going to be as abundant as it has been, but I will keep giving you monthly updates to what is happening, and show you guys how things progress. If you are also in zone 9 or 10, please share with me what you're going to plant for fall, because my goal is to have those window planters done and to be using them for fall. Anyway, I hope you guys are really enjoying your time in the garden, and for those of you that are transitioning into fall, I can't wait to join you. And yeah, thank you again for watching, and if you liked the video, I'd appreciate a thumbs up, help me out. And if you want to see more like it, just click the subscribe button, because I have no plans of slowing down with the garden. So I'm also going to be doing some stuff inside if you want to join me for that. So anyway, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, bye.